Hey guys, before the start of this video, I forgot to record this part, but I have an announcement for my fantasy football teams, for my fantasy football leagues. I made two of them, you know, they're two 10-team leagues. So, for everybody who is participating in the fantasy football leagues and who are watching this video, the drafts have been moved. They're going to be Saturday night. You know, if you just go on there and check, they will be this Saturday night. So the day after today, technically. So the day after Friday, Saturday night. Go check, you know, what time they'll be. I will be live streaming both of them, you know, throughout, you know, so that should be a lot of fun. I'll be live streaming both of them. We'll have fun. We'll hang out. You know, you guys can maybe help me draft some players if you're not in the leagues. And if you are in the leagues, please don't swindle me out of some players, because if I see that happening, I just won't talk the whole stream. I get super competitive with fantasy football, so don't. Behave. So yeah, without further ado, hope you guys enjoy the videos. Fantasy football streams this Saturday, and because that's when the drafts are. So if you're in the league, this Saturday. Check it out. Okay, enjoy the video. Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in today's video, we're doing a preseason Week 3 preview versus the Detroit Lions. Now, we definitely have a lot to talk about in today's video, and I'm going to go through each position by position. I'm going to give my takes on all of it. So, yeah, something in my mouth. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started with the quarterback position. Again, not a whole lot to say here looking forward, because it's Ryan Fitzpatrick, it's Ryan Griffin. You know, Fitzpatrick's going to be the guy Week 1. We all know this. Ryan Griffin has been looking very good this season, this preseason and training camp and whatnot, and I think he will make a wonderful backup in the future, but it's going to be Ryan Fitzpatrick for the first 3 weeks. That's pretty much confirmed in my mind. And then we'll get Jameis Winston back, and then everything will be great, because Jameis Winston has looked amazing so far, and it's a wonderful thing. The running back position, now something very interesting happened at this position just yesterday. Or was it today? It was yesterday or today. Anyway, Charles Sims was placed on the injured reserve. Now, I wish Charles Sims, you know, speedy recovery, and I hope he comes back and is productive for either this team or for some other team in the NFL. But this provides a very interesting opportunity for two guys, Dare Ogunbowale and Sean Wilson. Both these guys have a pretty good opportunity to make this roster now if the Buccaneers decide to carry 4 running backs. I think they will. And if I had to pick one, and I know a lot of people have been saying Sean Wilson, you know, a lot of reporters, the Pewter Report, Greg Auman, whatnot, they've been saying, you know, Sean Wilson's going to be the guy. And I know a lot of other people have said Sean Wilson's going to be the guy. But I'm on that Dare Ogunbowale hype train. If I had to pick somebody between Sean Wilson and Dare, I would pick Dare. I think he's looked better as a runner, and I think he's looked better as a receiving back and whatnot. And I know Sean Wilson, he's versatile, he can do a lot of things, but I like Dare a little bit more right now, and I would pick him. Who do I think the Bucs will pick? I have no idea. That's a pretty tough call, but I do know that both those guys, I assume that both those guys will be getting a lot of carries in this upcoming preseason game. So they're both going to be guys to watch, because that 4th running back battle definitely got a lot more heated up, because before we all thought, well, you know, it's probably going to be Charles Sims, Shaquiz Rogers, Ronald Jones, and Peyton Barber. But now with Sims out, if the Buccaneers do decide to carry 4 running backs, it will be one of these two. So I'm definitely interested to see which one it's going to be. The fullback position, again, nothing really interesting there. It's going to be Alan Cross. We all know this. To the wide receiver position, this one's really interesting, right? Because we're in such a point right now to where these guys have to show up. You know, it's crunch time. You know, you have to go out there and perform. You don't have a lot of time left. The big cut day is coming, where they cut from 75 to 53. Or is it something else? Is it 90 to 53? There's no way it's 90 to 53. It's either 90 to 53 or 75 to 53. I don't remember which. I think it's 90. I don't remember. Anyway, the point is that, you know, some of these guys have to come out and just start performing, and the 6th wide receiver spot is a battle that has just been going this whole freaking offseason, right? You can probably assume, I assume, that at this point, Mike Evans, Deshaun Jackson, Chris Godwin, Adam Humphries, and Justin Watson, those 5 are locks to make the roster. Now, there's a lot of opinions about this 6th wide receiver spot. There are people who are saying they're only going to carry 5 wide receivers. There's not even going to be a 6th wide receiver. There's no point in having that conversation. Then you get the people who say, you know, for the wide receivers who have been doing good lately, it's all because of the quarterback play. The quarterbacks are making these wide receivers look good, not the other way around and whatnot. The guys who have looked good so far, the only reason they've looked good is because of the quarterbacks. That kind of, you know, I can see that point of view. I don't necessarily agree with that point of view, but, you know, I understand it. That does make that makes sense. You know, and then you have the people who support Bobo Wilson. You have the people who support Sergio Bailey. You have some people who support Freddie Martino. You know, there's a lot going on. And really, it's down to 4 people for this 6th wide receiver battle. Bernard Reedy, Freddie Martino, Bobo Wilson, and Sergio Bailey. Now, if I had to pick 2 guys to whittle it down to, I would say Sergio Bailey and Bobo Wilson. I know a lot of people like Freddie Martino, and I know the Bucs like Freddie Martino as well. He's a veteran. He's been with the team for a little bit. Same with Bernard Reedy. You know, they've both been with the team for a while. But Bailey and Bobo Wilson. With Bobo Wilson, again, I've said this in multiple videos, he's had one of the better off seasons this year, according to Coach Cutter, according to Jameis Winston, among other people. You know, Bobo Wilson, he's looked really good. But Sergio Bailey's been coming on really strong lately in preseason games and practice and whatnot. And if I had to pick one right now, I would still pick Bobo Wilson. But I still think Sergio Bailey is a guy to be on that practice squad if he does clear waivers and all that. But, you know, Wilson, Bailey, Martino, and Bernard Reedy, those 4 guys you definitely have to look out for in this preseason game, because I imagine a lot of them are going to get playing time, because that's a battle that's just been going extremely hard. I do think they will carry 6 wide receivers, by the way, just because, why, you know, it makes sense. To me, it makes sense. I expect them to carry 6 wide receivers. At the tight end position, not a lot to report. O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate, Anthony Auclair, that's it. Offensive line is where it gets a little bit more interesting again. We know for a fact that, you know, Ali Marpet, Ryan Jensen, Caleb Benenoch, and DeMar Dodson are going to be your 4 out of your 5 starting offensive linemen for week 1. That battle between Kappa and Benenoch, Benenoch's pretty much won. Kappa's not there yet, and Benenoch's looked really good so far. Now, you have a little bit of a situation at left tackle because Donovan Smith sprained his knee and he's out 2 to 4 weeks. He could potentially miss the first couple of weeks of the regular season. So what does that mean for your left tackle position? Well, you have some options. A lot of people have said, oh, well, Mike Lidke's going to be the option, you know, or Leonard Wester. Yeah, I still think there's a couple of guys that you could consider. Dron Jones, Brad Seaton, maybe a couple of other guys there. But I think in the end it will come down maybe a Mike Lidke or a Leonard Wester. So for this upcoming preseason game, pay attention to both those guys if they do end up playing. I know Leonard Wester's been dealing with injuries of his own, but pay attention to those 2 because one of those guys could end up as our starting left tackle for week 1. So we need to see how those guys will perform. Whoever gets the first team reps, one of them will be getting first team reps. So whoever it is, pay attention because he could be our guy for week 1 and potentially like week 2 and week 3. So definitely pay attention to the left tackle position. Moving on to the defensive line, I've liked everything so far that I've seen from the defensive line. Vinny Curry, Gerald McCoy, Jason Pierre-Paul, Bo Allen, they've all looked good. And I have no problems with that. They've looked really good so far this preseason and offseason and whatnot, especially Jason Pierre-Paul and Gerald McCoy. Those guys are freaking insane. But I want to keep an eye on Noah Spence this game. I think he will get more pass rushing opportunities. I think he will have more opportunities to rush the passer, and he needs to start finishing on plays. I know a lot of people, well, if he's getting pressure, who cares? You know, pressure is almost just as good as getting sacks. I know. But I like flashy plays. Me personally, I like flashy plays, and I want to see him start finishing on these sacks and realize that potential that he has as a potent pass rusher. Because if he starts doing that, then our defensive line is going to be even better. You know, it's all about getting better. You shouldn't settle, right? You shouldn't settle. Bit of a rant, but you shouldn't settle, okay? On just pass. Oh, if he's generating pass rush, who cares? Well, you can get better. Yes, he's generating pass rush, but he's this close to getting sacked. If he just improves a little bit more and he just shows a little bit more and starts finishing on those sacks, then we're in an even better situation. So I don't really like the saying of, oh, well, he's doing good, you know, but he can do better. See, and I know you can say that for a lot of people, but for Noah Spence specifically, just because he's so close on certain things, and I want to see him get there so he can realize his potential and he can be as good as we all want him to be. Because he's this close, guys. He's so close. So look out for him for this game because he's going to be, and I imagine he's going to be playing a lot. That's my guess. And I want to see him start finishing on some of these plays. I want to see him get a couple of sacks and just look awesome. I just want Noah Spence to do good, okay? Moving on to the linebacker position. This one, you know, the starting linebackers are pretty much set. With Kendall Beckwith possibly being out, it's going to be a Darius Taylor at the left outside linebacker, Quan Alexander at the middle linebacker, and Levante David at the right outside linebacker. Then you have the backup linebackers. A lot of people have been saying, like, oh, they're only going to carry 2 linebackers. You know, they're not going to carry 3 backup linebackers. I agree with that, but I could see a reason for both of them. Right now, you know, there's a lot of names. You have Devontae Bond, Riley Below, Jack Sitchie, and Cameron Lynch. Those are the 4 guys, and you have to pick 2 of them. It's a tough call to make because, right, so far the backup linebacker battle to me has been pretty meh. If I had to pick 2, Riley Below, a lot of people are hot and cold on Riley Below. Some people have said he's looked really good. Some people have said he's just looked really bad. You know, and some people are in between. Same with Jack Sitchie. Same, you know, not a lot of people have been talking about like Cameron Lynch. Not a lot of people have been talking about Devontae Bond. If I had to pick 2, it's such a tough call. I would possibly say Jack Sitchie and Riley Below. Jack Sitchie, just because of how versatile he is, and Riley Below's a toss-up for me, because it's either, in my opinion, Riley Below, Cameron Lynch, and Devontae Bond all have a pretty similar, all 4 of these guys, I guess I should say, all have a pretty similar level of making this roster, and if 2, you know, you could pick any 2 to make the roster, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did, you know, and I wouldn't be surprised if 2 of them didn't make the roster. So, looking forward, I want to see some of these, you know, specifically for this game, because this is your last chance, I need to see some of these backup linebackers start performing and start, you know, really going out there and really showing and separating themselves from the rest of the pack. You know, we've heard some minor stuff. Cameron Lynch has had a couple of nice plays. Riley Below's had a couple of nice plays, but then he hasn't had a couple of nice plays. Same with Jack Sitchie a little bit. If I had to pick 2, I'd probably pick Sitchie, and I don't know, maybe Riley Below, but they like Devontae Bond. Devontae Bond's made the roster a couple of times, so I'll say Jack Sitchie, and I'll say Riley Below, I guess. Yeah, that's my pick. So, yeah, but I want to see more out of the backup linebackers for this game. Secondary, you know, the secondary is pretty much meh at this point as well. Everything's pretty meh. I want to see a little bit more from Chris Conte. A lot of people have been crapping on Chris Conte. Hashtag cut Conte and all that. I want to see a little bit more from Conte. He should be getting a lot of playing time, so watch out for him. I don't know if Jordan Whitehead's going to play in this game or Hargraves. I hope that MJ Stewart and Carlton Davis play in this game because I want to see more of them and just see improvement in them. And same with Whitehead. But, you know, for Evans, if he plays, he might not play. I just want to see a lot from the backups and from the guys who are going to be starting, minus Brent Grimes. I want to see some more. You know, I want to see them make a couple of turnovers, just, you know, start showing signs of improvement. Because right now the secondary has been pretty mess so far, besides Carlton Davis, MJ Stewart, and Brent Grimes. And Hargraves looked good too. But for everybody else, it's kind of meh. So I want to see more from those guys, for sure. And then finally for special teams, just Catanzaro, keep it up. Make all your kicks. Keep us happy, man. I know you don't have to keep us happy, but you know, keep it going. You know, just keep the momentum going, and then I will be the happiest boy alive. And Brian Anger's Brian Anger, and I want to see more from the return game, for sure. I want to see more from the return game. Definitely look out for that. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to watching in this upcoming preseason game. It will be tomorrow. I'm probably not gonna go because money, and I don't have any money because I spent it all. I bought a new TV. I had to buy a new TV because my old TV broke. So I went out and bought a new Samsung 4K TV, which is very nice, by the way. If you guys are considering buying a new TV, it's around 450 bucks. Very nice TV, 4K. It's the first time I've ever had a 4K TV, so it's very fun. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to in preseason week 3, and I will see you tomorrow. Well, I guess technically today for the preseason week 3 review. I'll be doing a live stream with Corey Draper. Stay tuned for the whatever it is, fantasy football stuff, and yeah, it should be a lot of fun. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. But until then, goodbye for now, guys. See ya, and go Bucs.